What's going on, y'all? So here's another segment of this interview, which is quite a beefy interview, but we're going to cover three sections here, which are actually very important. Phil Spencer is going to give us some insights that the Xbox handheld is available to actually play on, and going to go into some discussions about it, what it means to be an Xbox fan, and how they're going to keep innovating, not necessarily also for just hardware, which I talked about in the last video, but also from a software perspective, what it means to have the best experience on Xbox. And then what's also interesting is there going to be an answer? And a lot of people were wondering about this as well. Is there going to be an answer to Sony's PSSR? There is going to be, but there's not just only going to be an answer to Sony's PSSR, but they're going to be taking AI technology to the next level and different implications, not necessarily just AI upscaling, but other aspects, and how also they've already been ahead in that, having, auto HDR, auto 4K upscaling, full backwards compatibility. You know what I mean? They already have those systems in, but the stuff that's coming in the future is going to be even more exciting. So let's go ahead and get into this. Like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, gaming's great, right? Here we go.
To take a bunch of questions from fans, from patrons who wrote in, and one of the pressing questions was about Satya Nadella's comments saying we're redefining what it means to be an Xbox fan. So, What does it mean to be an Xbox fan? Maybe you could define that for us.
And let me start. It is my answer. Satya can talk about his answer. I'll just say, I don't think I get to define what it means to be a fan of Xbox, right? It's like, your experience in the platform is different than mine, is different from other players. So I think everybody builds their own personal connection to the platform. The thing that's really driving us is how do we continue to innovate to make the best games possible? And when we look at the world today, the best games, the biggest games, the ones that fuel kind of reinvestment in new games that are coming or games that are available in as many places as possible. So I want Xbox as a platform to be world-class at connecting players and creators wherever those players might be.
I think that's actually a good answer. Let's think about this too, because we know that the Xbox brand, as he was saying before, when it used to be mostly about shooting and Halo and all that, it was kind of mostly centered around the American lifestyle. And the Xbox brand, as certain people were saying, can sometimes have a worldwide issue. I've talked about that with a close friend of mine and other people as well too. Whereas you see Sony and Nintendo are more worldwide than Xbox, and Xbox's beefiest position has always been NA, like mainly. And then they were doing good at Europe at one point, but now hardware-wise they're having some issues in Europe. But we're gonna see how the future changes for that. And then they're getting more growth in Asia too, with Game Pass and all that other stuff on other systems. So by allowing your games to be on worldwide systems, that actually promotes your brand more. And they need that more than anyone. So I can understand what he means by that. And also saying that your experience on a system is subjective, right? It's what you make it, and not everybody's experience is the same. And that's very true. That's a good answer.
And whether it's on cloud, whether it's on PC, whether it's on our own hardware and our own platform, which we love, or other places, we're constantly working at Xbox to make sure that everybody can play the games that they want to play. One of the things I was really proud of yesterday at Showcase was we opened the show with the announcement that all of these games are play anywhere. And it was kind of just a text announcement. But for those of us that are playing on our handheld, like our Steam Decks, our Allies, or our Lenovo, like
Prototypes,
console,
he says prototypes because Spencer said our handheld. He's talking about the Xbox handheld. It's happening. You know what I mean?
All of it matters that my save game moves with me. Like I wouldn't want to have to start indie again because I'm playing on a different platform, on a different device. I want to be able to play the games that I'm playing everywhere. And I think we learn a lot as a platform by innovating in that space. So let's continue to innovate as a platform to allow the best games. And then from a fan standpoint, I think Showcase is a good example of this. Let's make sure the best games will be on Xbox. And that people will be able to play it, whether from our studios or other studios, and it's the best place to play those games.
See, he wants everything to be played anywhere on Xbox in the future, even other people's games to be able to be played anywhere. Think about that, y'all. Play anywhere is amazing. That means you get it on Xbox, you could play it on your PC or play it on your handheld at one purchase, and all your saves integrate across everywhere through the cloud.
In order to be the best place, some of your competition have been utilizing AI features. So would the next Xbox use AI to improve graphics or enhance things in another way?
think it's really important in the AI space that we take the same lens of how do we use AI to make the player experience better or the creator experience better. We already have kind of auto up-res technologies, whether it's from NVIDIA, from us, from AMD, Sony's rolled out theirs as well. I think that can help, especially when you think about battery life product devices that are battery driven, where power is important. More resolution means more power. So if you can actually use techniques to up-res a screen, actually makes the battery life longer. But when we think about AI at a fundamental level, it's does it make our creators' jobs easier? Does it allow them to do things that they've never done before? And then on the player side, most of our AI investments today are all around safety and how we're kind of making sure our services are as safe as they can possibly be. And we'll continue doing that. Like if we can make creators' lives easier and they can do things they've never done and make our services more secure and better for our players, like that's definitely a worthwhile investment.
So you see what he said, continue improving and making the lives easier for a creator, meaning that you have those DLSS, FSR4, or whatever Microsoft's going to call theirs to make it easier and save time for developers. They're working on their PSSR counterpart, and they want to take it to the next level. And they're not rushing it out right now. They're doing other things, which I think they're making the right moves this generation. And that their AI upscaler and whatever else they're going to use is going to blow away Sony. Sony's going to have to make some improvements by next gen. But when Microsoft launches theirs, expect it to be really good. And as he said before, he's mentioning battery power. It's going to be on the Xbox handheld too. So look out for that. We got our answers on that, y'all.
Got it. Is that sort of what was meant by, or at least partially, the largest technical leap you have ever seen in a hardware generation? Stated at, what was it, last year's show?
I think that was Sarah's line. I think Sarah runs our hardware team. Like, I think she's really excited by the innovation that we're seeing in hardware, and frankly, not just from us. But when you look in the industry right now, I mean, CES, the headlines around new form factors for people playing video games on different devices, the Switch 2 announced was cool to see. So I think we went through a period in gaming where there was either a desktop or a laptop or a console, and that was kind of it to play video games. Now you've got, LG. We announced that you can play games there. You can stream games to different devices. So one of the things is just how many different devices are able to play the AAA video games that people love, and then making sure that our next devices are devices that are really defined by innovation and differentiation. And I love the roadmap that the team's putting together there.
You brought up CES, so I'm going to go there. How are those Xbox handheld prototypes you teased to Bloomberg coming along?
You have to use the product, right? And that's what
you have to use the product. It's already available to play. They're using it right now. It's in the dev kit mode.
What we do, whether it's the products that are in market today, I think it's important the partnerships that we have with the OEMs, thinking about our Xbox.
The OEMs are true. They're happening. See, we were talking about this before, the hybrid OEM models. He just said it.
Experience through the Xbox app and how it performs on smaller form factor controller driven devices, how we're streaming, how Game Pass shows up. It's not just on the device side, but yes, device innovation has to happen, but also our services, our UI, our games tested on those platforms, on those screen sizes, on the devices that perform at that level of performance. It's a lot of work for us to stay on top of this, but it allows more people to play the great games that are out there. And for the industry, I just think that's a critical thing for us to be focused on right now.
Yeah. Ripping the Band-Aid off on that topic while you're there, are all Xbox games going to play?
So you guys kind of get that idea there. He just basically confirmed the Xbox handheld is very, very real. They're testing it. They're testing Game Pass on it. They're testing cloud on it. They're testing how it is to get the battery in balance, everything. And we're wondering how powerful is it going to be too, right? What will this be scaled to, right? because I'm wondering this myself, you know what I mean? Like, and I think a lot of people have always wanted that type of aspect to come from Microsoft. And the cool thing about them having a handheld is just having all those features you would have on the system and how it would integrate. Like, for example, if I'm on the go or whatever, we know that's Nintendo's method. If I'm on the go or whatever, when I get done and I get home, I can go ahead and get on my PC or whatever, or get on my console and just continue from there. Since Play Anywhere is going to benefit everything, and it's going to be all unified and synced, right? So I like that Phil Spencer is now more open than ever, and he's not necessarily hiding like pretty much anything. He's kind of just giving you like that insight, like it's there. You know what I mean? We're testing it. You know, all this type of stuff is going on. He can't say anything obviously about how it looks, what are the price points, or when it's coming out. But the fact that we know that it's real, and the fact that he mentioned the OEM models, so he said our OEM models, guys. Keyword, not model, models. So it's not just the handheld, but it's also OEM consoles. And then in my last video, I let you know what's going on, that Steam is he pretty much clarified it, that Steam is coming to Xbox. He didn't like negatively say, I don't know about that or anything. He never denied anything. He had the smile on his face. And, you know, he was like just having that look. And, yeah, it's just great to know that. And if you guys didn't catch that and you're only watching this video, it's right here, real
That we're
quick.
able to bring through doing that.
I've had this crazy theory that you're going to lock in a deal with Steam, and Steam's going to be, because you brought up Epic in one of your interviews. How are you and Gabe? You guys been hanging out, chatting at all?
I wouldn't like. We tend not to lock up things when we
We can
do.
get
We
right
have
to
a
that
great
real quick. Hold
relationship.
on.
Epic and Discord and others have to say about what it means to be on Windows with a great gaming service, and how we as Microsoft and the Xbox team continue to evolve those things. Very, very important. Not like lock up kind of way, but their voice in the evolution of our platforms is so, so important.
Platforms, evolution.
So confirmed, Steam on the next Xbox, confirmed.
See, guys, what is that to you? Just think about it. I had to show that again so people could just think about it. If you didn't watch my last video and that's your first time seeing that, look at that look. It's going to happen, and PlayStation 5 games are coming to Xbox through that. And PS4 games, whatever. But all right, y'all, this is what I wanted to cover. I got another one to cover on different subjects, and I know you probably caught that at the end, but he's going to talk about PlayStation getting Xbox games. Are all games going there? There's also going to be some more talks about other interesting subjects, which I could highlight for you real quick, like are more games coming this year? How he wants to see the legacy of Xbox, right? Starfield exclusivity, Xbox losing its identity, where Xbox will grow the most, all that. So we'll get over that, and that'll be the third and last video. But all right, y'all, hopefully y'all enjoyed this. I'm glad to do this for y'all, so you don't have to like sit there and do it, and you know, just to add in like the reactions and entertainment along with it. And I appreciate all the support you guys are giving me. All right, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Have a great day. Xbox is eating. Oh, yeah.